You're getting heavy, buddy. Hello, hello. Helen and Harley here with you. I am Helen and this is my mate Harley here. So Harley is joining me today to talk about self-confidence. Do you lack self-confidence? Are you riddled with self-doubt? Does self-doubt hold you back from doing the things that you know you need to do to, have more happiness in life, get the things that you want out of life, and having an awesome, successful business? So if somebody says to me, hey, Leslie, how are you? Leslie's saying hello. Leslie, this is the last week. Harley is joining me live. Can you believe that? I've made an executive decision that this little rat bag, his days are numbered with me every day. He'll make special guest appearances, but he's just got too big for me to wrestle him on every live, and he just gets a little bit naughty. So this is the last week that we're going to be seeing Harley live. Isn't that sad? So let's enjoy it this week. So self-doubt. Do we have self-doubt? Do you have self-doubt? Do you experience self-doubt? Do you have feelings of that you're not experienced enough to do something, you're not good enough to do something, you're not ready to do something, you're not smart enough to do something, you overthink things so it holds you back from doing things, all of that kind of stuff comes from self-doubt. So let's try to understand self-doubt a little bit and how we can outsmart it is the most important thing, because we're always going to have it. If, like I was saying before, if somebody says to me they don't ever experience self-doubt, I wouldn't believe them. Everybody has some kind of feeling every now and again that holds them back from doing something because they just don't feel confident enough, or they just don't believe in themselves enough, or they're really unsure of what the outcome's going to be, so they hold themselves back from doing what they know that they need to do. Leslie's saying, oh no, she's going to miss you, but she understands. I'm sure that, most people would feel the same way, Harley. They're going to miss you, but I don't want you to lick me. But he's getting a little bit, he's not the puppy that he once was when I first brought him on. So we'll make the most of this week, and we'll make special appearances, won't we, mate? Yeah, we will. So if you are new to my lives, put the word new down below so I can give you a special shout out. Welcome to our online crew here. We're a community of home-based business owners building our business online, learning to leverage social media to build our business the modern way. No more spamming people, no more old school, techniques of chasing people about our business, learning to leverage social media to build our business the modern way, to actually elevate the professionalism of this industry across the board. That's my broader mission here. Cherie, I just learned that self-doubt is the sin God hates the most. That freed me somehow. Yeah, interesting comment, Cherie. If you give in to self-doubt, and this is what 99% of the population do, if we give in to self-doubt, then you're going to stay stuck. Hey Teresa, how are you? Lovely to see you on live. So we've got to learn to outsmart it. We've got to learn to overcome self-doubt, because self-doubt is the one thing that's going to stop your confidence growing, stop you doing the things that you need to do to get where you want to go. This can be as simple as things like, going on a diet or going to the gym. People have self-doubt. They're like, well, I've tried that before, it didn't work, so why should I do it again? Or it stops them from doing it again and having a great outcome because they just believe it doesn't work. So the one thing we need to really truly understand is, where does self-doubt come from? It comes from your thoughts. So those thoughts of, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if this is a good decision. I don't know if this is, going to work for me. I don't know if I've got enough confidence to do it. I don't know if I'm smart enough to do it. I don't know if, it's just something that I'm going to be able to achieve. So that self-doubt comes from a variety of sources, mainly what's happened in our life previously. So it generally comes from what's happened in your past experiences that you've had that maybe haven't been positive, And boy, do they stick. They stick in your mind and they stick in your thoughts, and they stay there until you learn to hack them. They will stay there for your life until you learn to outsmart them. So unless you learn to overcome them or outsmart them, you're stuck with these self-doubts for the rest of your life. So this is really, really important for you to understand and outsmart so you can actually do the things you need to do to get where you want to go. Leslie, I'm glad you're talking about this today. Been a rough patch right now. And have you ever noticed that things snowball? Whenever one thing seems to go wrong and you've got some self-doubt kicking in, it just goes across the board with everything you're doing. And then you feel really unmotivated and uninspired, and you're questioning everything that you're doing, and you just go into a real slump. So this can be a real snowball effect that, if you don't get on top of it, can actually stop you progressing for periods of time in your life. Now that could be days, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could even be years. Does this make sense? If I'm making sense, send me some likes and loves that you can sort of resonate, with what I'm saying here. So self-doubt, the really important thing to understand here is self-doubt is always going to be there. So if you think you're never going to experience self-doubt, then, that you're just not living in the real world. Rob, definitely feeling that at the moment. Yeah, we all go through it. And it's always going to be there. So the first thing to acknowledge is self-doubt is always going to come up. The feelings of you feeling inadequate, not confident, that nothing's working, that the world's falling in, everything's going wrong at the moment. When you get stuck there, then if you don't learn to sort of crawl your way out of it, then that can actually be really detrimental for you for longer than you want it to. So we can get in this little snowball effect of I just can't do it. I just can't be bothered. Nothing's working at the moment. I just need a breather. I need to take time out. And yeah, maybe you do, depending on what you're doing, but it really comes down to your thoughts. So the first thing is to acknowledge that those thoughts are going to come up regardless, whatever's going on in your life. You could have really good, positive, successful periods in your life. Self-doubt is still going to come up. So just acknowledge, okay, these thoughts and feelings these things are normal. It is absolutely 100% normal for these thoughts and feelings and emotions to come up. So, okay, that's cool. I'm just accepting that it's normal. I'm not accepting that I'm a bad person. I've got serious issues going on. Everything in my life is going wrong. Nothing's working. Just acknowledge that it's actually really normal to have a lot of self-doubt. So that's okay, all right? It's coming up. I've just got to roll with it. It's completely normal. And at certain periods in your life, there'll be times where it's worse than others. And for you, that might be right now. There might be a snowball effect where, just nothing's really going right at the moment. So just know it's completely normal that that's going to happen in your life. You're not odd, you're not sick, you're not stupid, you're not dumb, you're not, any of those things. It's completely normal. Okay, so just normalize it. Don't feel like, you're odd, or you're not, you're silly, or you're not worthy, or anything like that. It's actually completely normal. Teresa, I like being forward and not being stuck. Absolutely. We all want to move forward. Leslie, palm trees. Yeah, guys, give me some palm trees. Our emoji here for our online crew is the palm tree, because when our businesses are rocking, we're all sitting under palm tree with a cocktail or a coffee, or a massage, whatever it is. So that's our little emoji here that we celebrate on this page for each other, that we're supporting, each other. My screen just went dark, so I hope you can still all see me okay. So I want to make a really big distinction here that you need to understand. The first part of that I just mentioned, that feeling, emotions that come up, that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you just don't think you can, or, life isn't just working for you at the moment. Please appreciate that's completely normal. But letting it stop you doing what you need to do, moving forward, is absolutely 100% a choice. So make a big distinction in your mind if you don't make that distinction, you're unable to move through it. So one of the first steps is knowing, yeah, what I'm feeling is completely normal. I'm going to go through these slumps in my life. I'm going to feel at times like everything is working against me. Like, you know, the money's just going out and none's coming in. I just don't have the drive to build my business when I know I need to. Like all those things that go on. Okay, it's normal. I accept it. I'm just going through a phase at the moment. It's okay. But just know that if you let it actually stop you from doing things, you let that stifle your progress, you are choosing to do that. So your actions around it are a choice. Your feelings are normal. They're going to come up. So you go, okay, it's normal. It's okay for these to come up because it's completely normal. A lot of it might be attached to your subconscious because of stuff that's happened in your past. If you've had failures in your past, they're going to play on your subconscious. They're going to play on your mind. And that's why you might think that you can't do things in the future. So let's say you've been on a diet before and it failed. Your thought process might be, well, why would I bother? Because it didn't work before. Why would it work now? Or you've tried a business before and it didn't work and you're trying again. And so you're riddled with self-doubt because that's what happened previously. So in your past, things are going to come up. They're buried in your subconscious, completely normal. Make it okay. Don't make yourself wrong for having these feelings because it's completely normal and completely okay. You following me? Send me some likes and loves. Give me some palm trees if you're still following me here. How do I pronounce that? Tell me how you pronounce your name. Isola? Isola? Oh, I feel bad that I've probably butchered your name. See if you can pronounce it for me. But it's awesome to have you here. Thank you for your comment. It's like dominoes sometimes. Absolutely, Rob. And if you don't catch it, and this is why I say it's a choice what you do with it. So just accept, yeah, it's normal. I'm in a slump. I accept that I'm in a slump. I'm not thinking positive. I'm not where I want to be. That kind of stuff. So that's normal. But staying there, guys, staying there for more than, a day, hours, if you stay there for a few weeks, you are choosing to let yourself stay there. This is the way you outsmart your self-doubt, is that you've got to realize that if you give into it, if you choose to embrace it, it's a choice. It's actually a choice for you to stay there. So the only way to outsmart self-doubt is to take action even though you're feeling like, dare I say it, action is the only thing that's going to outsmart self-doubt. So if you want to be successful, if you want to actually move forward from a slump that you might be in or all this self-doubt that you're feeling in, you have to know and accept that your emotions are going to come up regardless. You have no control. Yes, Rob, you nailed it. He just chose the appropriate emoji to sort of signify what I was trying to say there, which I can't really say live. But you've got to accept that your feelings that are coming up are normal. That's okay. All right, I'm going through a slump. I accept it. Everything's going wrong at the moment. I feel like I'm not in control, and you may not. But please realize the power of your own thoughts and the power of your own actions. And Rob, they're just challenges. They are, but you may not think it. And a lot of people think their circumstances control what's happening in their life. It's not the circumstances that control what's going to happen now and moving forward. It's your thoughts around it. Crap is always going to happen, guys. Things are not always going to go your way. You're going to have challenge on challenge on challenge on challenge, one on top of the other sometimes. But you need to be big enough and ugly enough and brave enough to go, okay, I can't control that. This is what's happening, but I've got to get on top of this mentally. So knowing that the thoughts are going to come up anyway, you're going to feel these emotions you don't really want to feel, but that's completely normal. You've got to let the emotions come up because they're coming up anyway, whether you like it or not. What you choose to do around it is actually completely in your control. So guys, choose. Choose to stay there or choose to pick yourself up and get over it. How do you get over it? You take action even when you don't want to. You move forward in your business even when you don't want to. You go to the gym even when you don't want to. You eat a lettuce leaf even when you want to eat chocolate. The only way that you can outsmart self-doubt longer term is to take action even though you know that you've got all these normal emotions sort of floating around. Now, it's going to take a while for your emotions to catch up, but they will. They will. The more action that you take, your emotions will eventually catch up because your self-belief will change. Your self-doubt will change. Woo, you all right, buddy? Your self-worth will change. Do you know how many people that say to me, Helen, I've been so scared to do a Facebook Live, but you just inspired me to do it, so I just did it. And you know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's like, are you still alive? Have you still got a pulse? Is life still going on? And they're like, yeah, it just was no way near bad as I thought it was going to be. How much pressure and overthinking do we do sometimes when we really don't need to? All we need to do is take that little step forward, ask for some help, take an action, set an hour aside to do something that you don't really feel like doing. But then what that happens is it helps you overcome your self-doubt. You do that over and over and over again, and you're going to knock self-doubt on its head because suddenly you're actually believing that you can do it because you're taking the action to move towards it. Make sense? Teresa, I do Facebook Lives even if I don't want to. I feel better after I do it. I do the same, Teresa. I give live training 5 days a week. Do you think I always want to do it? Do you think I always feel like doing it? Not always, but I'm committed to do it for you guys, not for me, for you guys, for giving you value and helping you move forward. So I'm always doing things, and sometimes I think, what if I'm talking about is crap? What if I don't deliver today? What if my content is not good enough? There's all sorts of self-doubt that runs through my mind, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway. Leslie, I've still been taking action during this rough patch, even on days when I just don't feel like it and I can't see the rest on the screen, it's gone. I show up every time. That's the difference between somebody that's going to push through it and succeed or not. Unfortunately, 95% of the population give in to their thinking. If you give in to the thinking, you'll never take the action. What's the only thing that's going to outsmart self-doubt is taking the action. So we can't overthink our thoughts. We just have to go, okay, I'm not thinking very positively at the moment, but that's okay. It's completely normal. It's self-doubt. I'm normal. I'm going to doubt myself. I doubt myself all the time. Do I give into it? Sometimes. I'm human. Majority of the time, I try to out-talk myself out of it or take the action I need to, even though I don't want to. And then what happens? Change. And then change tells me, you know what, Helen, you can do it. You know what, you can make an impact. You know what, it's not that bad. I didn't die on the other end of a Facebook Live, and I got interaction and somebody reached out to me. Like, it's never as bad as you think it is. The important thing is you have to take action even when you don't feel like it. So if you want to be successful, you have to let the feelings of self-doubt come up. Let them come up. Embrace them. Know that it's normal, but take action anyway. Be that person that takes action anyway. Taking action is the only way you're going to outsmart self-belief, build your self-confidence, and crush procrastination. It's the only thing. If you've done any kind of training on procrastination, you'll know that the only way to overcome procrastination is to take action. Taking action is the key to anything. Consistent action is the key to a successful business. You don't need to be the smartest person on the planet. You don't need to be the most successful person on the planet. You just need to consistently show up, especially online. There's so many people that pop up, disappear, pop up, say they're awesome, they're the expert. When they just pop up every now and again, they're not really in the trenches doing the business themselves, and they're frauds. You show up consistently, take action consistently. Consistent action will always outweigh. Consistent action will Explode your self-doubt, because it will start to change the way you think. Things become possible. Things become believable. And then when you knock your self-doubt on the head, you are unstoppable. And you're constantly taking action. It may not always be the right action. And then your self-confidence takes a beating. And your self-doubt goes up again. That's life. That's just life. We don't ever run a journey that's always going uphill. Life is like that. But you need the downs to get the ups. You need failure to succeed. People see failure as a bad thing. You need failure to be able to succeed. You need to make mistakes to learn from them to get better. Make sense? Say yes if it does. Rob, it's easy to blow it all out of context. Absolutely. Being consistent keeps your audience with you. Yeah. And, just the example I gave before, even like doing a Facebook Live, when people actually just push the button and do it, often the comment is, I don't know why I took so long to do that. So do you know how many times we overthink things and waste so much energy worrying about things that we don't need to worry about? And you know where it mainly comes from? Our ego. What are people gonna think? What are people gonna say? I don't know if it's gonna work. All that self-doubt and ego all creeps in, and you know what? Nobody really cares. The important thing is you need to take control. So take control of your thoughts. Yeah, they're going to come up. Just embrace it. It's normal to have self-doubt. It's going to come up. You're going to question yourself all the time. Just embrace that that's normal. But please know that it's a choice to stay there in those thoughts and do nothing about it. So you've got to choose to take that action and move forward, even though you're thinking what you're thinking. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Have you got value from this today? This is the stuff. Where'd your little thing go? Oh, there it goes. This is the stuff that makes or breaks us. This is the stuff that people bypass because all they want to learn is the skill, but it doesn't matter how many beautiful skills that you have. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't overcome self-doubt, no skills matter, because your self-doubt will always get in the way. And unless you learn to outsmart it, out-hack it, overcome it, it can actually hold you back for years and years and years and years, and you'll wonder why the same patterns of behavior keep happening, or why you continue to self-sabotage when you have a little bit of success. You always end up back where you were. Why? Because the self-doubt's always there. The lack of self-belief is always there. So you've got to hack it, you've got to overcome it, and you've got to outsmart it to get a new way of thinking, new habits. And action is the only thing that can do that. So I'm sorry if you're looking for the silver bullet, if you're looking for that genius piece of advice that's going to help you outsmart self-doubt, there is really none other than action. Action is the only thing that's going to, just solve, these issues that are there. So I hope you found value, in that today. It is a really important, topic to overcome because, it's a huge part of the success, in the business world with your finances, relationships, everything. Self-doubt creeps in everywhere. So I hope you got value out of that today. Now, tomorrow, although I am going consistently live at the same time every day, tomorrow is different because I'm hosting a very special webinar for some very high-level students from a company in America. So because I have to host that webinar, I can't go on at my usual time. So I will be going on 2 hours earlier than I normally do tomorrow. So got some great content for you tomorrow regarding, Facebook and the algorithm. So please join me tomorrow. I'll put up a reminder later, but it will be 2 hours earlier than I normally go live. So I hope that you will join me then. I hope you got value out of the live today, and that it's just, thought-provoking in relation to how you can outsmart your self-doubt. So thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye from Harley. See you guys.